I've just written some notes. The first one being, you mentioned advocate versus attorney.
Yeah.
What is the difference?
Well, the advocate, I'd say, is a specialist, the person who litigates. They don't draft the court papers in most cases.
Okay.
The attorney does. So from a medical perspective, if I can use that example, the advocate would be the brain surgeon and the attorney would be the general who
GP.
sends you to the...
So a normal medical doctor is an attorney.
Yes.
It's almost like a basic lawyer.
Yes.
And then an attorney is more specialized. They go to court. An advocate,
An advocate, yeah.
Attorney, advocate.
Advocate, yes. But please, we must not make the mistake of umbrella, treatment in relation to what an attorney does.
Yeah.
Attorneys specialize.
Okay.
But I just want to use the medical example so that people understand the different roles.
Does every advocate start as an attorney?
No. So an advocate will get a legal qualification, your LLB.
Okay.
And then an advocate will go do pupillage for about 6 months of training.
What's pupillage?
It's just training with another advocate.
Oh,
in the advocate's
almost
offices.
being an apprentice. Okay.
And then I have not, though, looked into the specifics of what the actual 6-month period entails.
Sure.
And then basically after that, the advocate gets qualified.
Yeah.
There's probably more extensive. My focus is here, being an attorney. Sure. And I told you how long that takes.
Yeah.
So being an attorney takes a bit longer than being an advocate.
Okay.
So who's the specialist? Not that it's a competition.
You guys can beef alone in your industry. But in the way you're raising it, advocates cost more.
Advocates definitely cost more. Yeah. I mean, remember the Oscar Pistorius case?
Yeah.
Beru, yes. I think, was the defense advocate. Beru.
Yes.
Is that his name, right? Beru, right?
Yeah.
He cost more than the attorney that was also at that table. And so Oscar Pistorius had Beru as a senior advocate. He had a junior advocate. He had a senior attorney and a junior attorney. Beru was about 50,000 an hour. The one senior advocate alone.
You're reminding me of why I hate your industry, but I'll speak about it later. 50,000 rand an hour.
An hour.
I've heard some people throw around figures. I'm not going to mention the figure of how much senior advocate Dalimpofu costs.
Yes, I've also heard of
these
that
figure. These are our celebrity advocates. Him, Barry Roo, Harinel.
Toby.
Tembega Toby as well.
Toby, yeah. Jeez. I'm a big fan of his work. I love what he did, with the the International Criminal Court.
Sure.
Yeah.
But when they went ICJ.
Yeah. ICJ.
With Palestine and Israel. Okay, thank you. The other thing you raised is when it comes to estate issues, they can only go to the High Court.
Yeah.
So I'd just like you to explain what other courts are there or lower courts.
Yeah.
What's the difference with the High Court and why does it cost money?
Okay, so there's the Constitutional Court, which is the highest court in the land.
Okay.
There's the Appeal Court in Bloem.
Okay.
Which
the Supreme Court of Appeal.
Supreme Court of Appeal in Bloem.
Okay.
And then
these are the highest courts.
These are
constitutional at the highest.
Constitutional, your appeal.
Supreme.
So that if you were going down.
Constitutional is here at Constitutional Hill.
Constitutional is here.
In Braamfontein.
In Braamfontein.
In Johannesburg. Okay.
Yeah. And then Supreme Court of Appeal in Bloem. And then we've got your high courts. Each region, each province has a high court.
A1.
No, some have two, like Gauteng in Pretoria and in Johannesburg.
Okay.
In KZN in Pietermaritzburg and Durban. Okay. And I think there's another one. Such as where there's a high court, there is a master of the high court, which is an admin office that, sits together with this high court office.
Yeah.
And so this is why I say whenever there's a litigation or a dispute in an estate, which is only dealt with in a master of the High Court, it goes straight to the High Court. It can't go to the Magistrate Court because the Magistrate Court, which is lower than the High Court, does not have jurisdiction.
It's the lowest level.
No, the lowest, I would say CCMA and small claims court, I think, is the smallest.
Small claims court is the smallest, but that's when you're claiming for money?
Yeah, small claims, that's when you're claiming for money. The last time I checked, I think the jurisdiction there was from one rand to, I think it's 15,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you've got the CCMA, which deals with labor disputes.
Yeah, CCMA and the labor court. So the CCMA would be the lower court, and the labor court would be the higher court
of the CCMA
for labor disputes. Yeah.
And then for most other matters, it then becomes magistrate.
It's then magistrate courts. Okay. From the last time I checked, I stand to be corrected, from 20,000 claims.
Sure.
Valued at 20,000 and above in the magistrate's court. Yeah. And then, of course, and again, based on monetary value, it then goes to the high court, and also the type of matter that it is. If it has to deal with the person, there is a subcategory of the magistrate's court, which is the regional court, seen as a senior of the magistrate's court, which deals with divorces mainly.
Okay. If I get arrested for speeding,
magistrate's
if there's domestic cases,
magistrate's courts.
It's generally that. If it's not small amounts, if it's not labor issues, it's magistrate's court. And then for higher amounts over 15,000, we stand to be corrected. And then after magistrate, it's high court.
After magistrate, it's high court. Yeah.
You're saying estate matters can only go to the high court?
High court. They don't go to small claims. They don't go to magistrates' courts. They don't go to regional magistrates' courts. Yeah. They go only to the high court. And in the high court, you need to be an advocate to appear, or an attorney with the right to appear in the high court.
Which makes them expensive. Do you have a range? Not just estimate. It doesn't have to be exact. No. You're looking at lawyers between this much to that much an hour. Maybe not 50,000, but maybe 500.
Definitely not 50,000. That's an exceptional case in that way. But I think generally attorneys will charge about 1,500 to 3,500 per hour.
Of their work.
Your small law firm, medium-sized law firms. But your top 5 law firms, you'll find attorneys charging about 5,000 to 8,000 an hour.
This is to appear or also doing the admin work?
To consult. For you and I to sit right now.
For an hour?
For an hour.
Geez. Njoba wena unginezi hour nje ungiphi imali as an example, as an attorney.
Precisely.
Thank you, by the way. And I hope people contribute to us in the work we're doing. Yeah. Do you think personally that this is something that should be fixed? And depending on the size of the estate, magistrates should look into them?